Hi, this is Alexandra at Beadaholique, here to show you how to use cymbal bead substitutes with Toho seed beads in loom work. So here I have a bracelet in progress, and I'm using some Toho seed beads, along with a couple of cymbal bead substitute findings. This one is a round stud with a shank, and then behind that I've got a few of these little bar-shaped substitute beads that are 2 holes. And so when I'm ready, I'll be putting on this 20mm slide clasp. We have a separate video on how to do that, so be sure to reference that if you're interested. But let's get started here, working on a couple of rows so that I can show you how to incorporate these symbols into your bead weaving. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to add one of these round studs with the shank. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and string on 3 of my Toho beads, along with the stud, and 3 more Toho beads. This bracelet is 7 beads across, as you can see, and it uses 8 warp threads. And so I set that up just as I would any line of loom work. I should also say, please do reference our jewel loom video that shows you how to use this loom, which is just a wonderful video we have on that. So I'm threading my needle as I would any other set of beads on loom, and what I want to do to get that shank showing is I can just gently and carefully kind of pop that through the middle. There we go. Takes just a little doing. And then I'm ready to slide my needle back over the warp threads as usual. Get my jewel loom needle through there. All right. So it's as simple as that for adding a stud on there, and it's just a really sort of chic, modern look that this adds. So what I'm going to do to get myself up to my next set of 2-hole cymbal beads is I'm going to add 3 more rows of straight beads, and then I'll get back with you when we're ready to add those 2-hole beads into the loom weaving. So I'm ready to add my cymbal bar bead, and for that I'm going to string through 1 hole and then add 5 seed beads and string on 1 more bar bead. I'll bring them up to my warp threads and tuck them up just as I would a regular line of beads, and come right up through over the top of the warp threads just like usual. So that part's the same. Now here's where it gets a little different. I'm bringing my needle up between these 2 warp threads right on the far right side, string my needle through the other hole of the cymbal bead. So I've created a little thread bridge there, and now I'm going to tuck my needle back down the way that it came. Grab that out of there, and I'm setting up my thread path. So from there I'm going to add 5 more seed beads onto my needle, and bring those under to tuck them up just as I normally would. What I also want to do is thread on to my needle the 2nd hole of that other cymbal bead. My thread out of the way, and so I'm bringing my beads up at the same time that I'm tucking up that 2nd cymbal, and this is how I'm able to get my threads through the 2nd hole of the beads and then up over the top as I would normally, coming over the top of those warp threads to capture the 2nd hole of the bead. And that's that. So from here, let's take a look at the pattern really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 more rows of plain beads, and then I would go ahead with another shank. It depends on how long I want to make the bracelet, which I haven't quite decided yet. But the pattern that I began with was 4 rows of beads and then starting into the pattern with the cymbals going up the length. So I hope you found this video useful, and you can find all these supplies at beadaholique.com. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching.